Hey everyone, Doug Kenny here, along with my coach and mentor, actor Andy McPhee, and Matt Runnalls has made some tremendous progress in the quest for good mental health. Hey Matt, how you doing?
Good, Doug. Good, Andy. How are you? Good to be here, actually.
Yes, I hear you're all free in Australia now. They let you out.
Yeah, mate. That's why I've got a smile on my face. I've been back speaking now and been back amongst doing the things that I love doing and making an impact. So just naturally, I'm going to be a happier person because of that. So, there's still a pendulum swing back into a new sort of normality, but we're getting used to it, and it's just good to be back amongst people, mate.
Yeah. Do you find, just a quick question, do you find now that you're back in the open again with people, more people come to the event simply because they've been locked down for so long?
I think that there's an element of that, but there's also a lot of people that are still living in fear here. So there's a lot of people that are very scared and anxious about the whole jumping back into the deep end of live events. So, it's a bit of a touchy one at the moment, but hopefully soon we realise that we're just got to keep pushing on, and we see more and more people fill out the auditoriums and come and get the help and support that they need.
Yeah, and I think this whole thing about the herd immunity is very powerful at the moment. Now that COVID's not, hopefully not as dangerous as it was at the start, that people are getting out and the immune systems are getting stronger, we hope,
Yeah.
And I will ask one more question, which I wasn't going to ask, but I will. It just came to mind. You may not have exact figures, but I've been hearing a lot from friends of mine from Australia, because as most of the viewers know, I'm in Los Angeles, Doug's in Arizona. We hear a lot about the numbers rising in suicides in Australia. Is that true?
Well, it's a tough one to answer, mate. It's very. They're not going to tell us they are. Do I believe them? No. There's a lot of things going on in this world at the moment that are swept under a rug and kept quiet, and I think that one of them is the suicide statistics. I can't fathom how the suicide statistics would have stayed at the same level given the increase of calls to Lifeline and the overwhelming and inundated services that we've got in Australia. So, it is what it is. We just got to keep working harder between all of the organisations and advocacies groups around Australia to make sure that we're making sure that people out there feel seen and heard at the moment, given that it is a very challenging time. And for those people who are getting back into the new normality, it's also a very challenging time to walk back after 2 years of sitting inside to go back into person. So there's a lot of angst and a lot of nervousness and worry and fear going on in the world, and a lot of people are financially strapped as well. So there's going to be problems. We're not as ignorant as to think that they don't exist. So it's just about making sure that people know where they can get the help and support, and making sure, as I said, people feel a sense of belonging, connection, seen, heard, and understood for who they are.
Yeah, that's really true. And it's like, sadly, I was talking to a friend of mine who's just visiting America at the moment from Australia, and her son, has dealt with a little bit of depression because of some event that happened back early when he was probably 13 or 14. And he's doing okay now. He's 21, but he just 2 days ago he'd messaged his mum while she was here, and one of his friends, 18, just took his own life because of depression. And that's, excuse my language, that's whoever takes their young kids, teens, adults, you're right. I hear it from people who've actually lost either their own children to suicide, and other people who've got friends, and I'm hearing way too much of it, way too much.
Yeah. We're a first point of call here in Victoria and in Gippsland in Australia for it, and so I do hear a lot of it going on. But it's equally as important as we start telling the stories of those that have overcome these things as well.
Yes.
It gives those people hope that are challenged today, tomorrow, by their thoughts, feelings, and emotions, to know that somebody else has got through it, somebody else has been there and done that too. So, yeah, it's we don't do either of them well in Australia, to be honest. We don't share the truth of what's going on, and we don't actually share enough stories of hope.
Yeah, and you're right, Matt. And a quick question before Doug jumps on with some questions for you. And I've been in that position myself, years ago, when I was really enjoying being a rebel and running amok and doing what I wanted. And then there was times where the real you comes through and goes, "What are you doing, man?" And then I was strong enough to get through that, right? But what do you say to people who go, "Okay, I'm not in a good place. But what's for me if I'm here? What hope can I have? Because that's a tough answer, mate. I don't even know myself what to say to people when they ask that question.
Yeah, I mean, it's, we have a lot of people coming in our inboxes and messages at the moment and that they feel that they're not equipped or skilled to have these conversations and to hold that space. But we often think that we've got to be doing a lot more than what we actually need to be doing. And if we just go back and simplify it and actually, a lot of what we can just do is making sure that we're always present to everything and making sure that we're picking up on the little cues and the little signs and the symptoms that go on. And I know a lot of people that say to me saying, oh, I didn't see it coming, I didn't see the signs, I didn't see the symptoms and all that. But unfortunately, or in a confronting way, they're always there if we're consciously aware of what they are and looking for them. So this is our ability as people who genuinely care about the world, genuinely care about each other, that we make sure that we're skilled and equipped with and a better understanding for mind and behavioural health, so that we're there to hold that space for people. And it sounds like we're not doing enough, but it's a lot of the time all you can really be doing for those loved ones is holding that space and encouraging positive conversations and making them more mainstream, so that we can learn more about the person and what they're experiencing, because the more that we know, the more that we can help with. So a lot of the time it's not revolutionary, it's not magic, it's just a matter of giving it time and attention to the people that we truly care about and understanding them better and asking more articulate and beneficial questions so that we can get the right answers from them so that we can really make a difference in their life.
Yeah, that's great, mate. Yeah, thanks. That's a great help. Doug.
Yeah, Matt, welcome to the Authors Club. You became the author of a brand new book.
I did, mate. I did. I don't know that I've still got about 30 books shy of you, but I did enjoy the process, and I have a great understanding for what it feels like to go through that journey now. So I appreciate people like you that have pumped out 1 million books and shared your wisdom and knowledge with the world, mate. It's I'm glad I did it, and I'm glad that I've got something there that is sustainable for people to take away and learn from. It just preserves me as an advocate a little bit longer as well. But there's also a resource there in the book that people can pull from at any one time.
That's great. So tell us about the book you wrote and published.
Yeah, so I've got one here, the book, and you can see it behind me, Nobody Can Save Me. It's a funny title. It's a title that's been questioned a lot since I've published it, Nobody Can Save Me. The idea behind the book is to give people the inspiration and the hope that they can save themselves. I think that one of the things that I've seen and heard in all of my advocacy right around the world is that there's a lot of people, our services are inundated. We have a lot of people not knowing what to do in those moments of crisis and challenge. And so for me, it was about understanding or probably trying to put the tools, the skills and the resources, but also the hope and back into people's own hands so that they can hold their own wellness. And I think that that's been one of the biggest things on my journey, is understanding that if I tap into the strengths of who I am, not what the world says I should be, not what the world wants me to do, but tapping into who I really am, that I've always been strong enough to get through everything that I've gone through, hence being able to sit here right now and have these conversations. So I want people out there that have gone through similar things to me to understand that they too are strong enough to get through them. And I share a parts of my life, my stories, my learnings, but also a very big portion of the book, especially part 3, is my blueprint to wellness. So it just goes into depths into what people can be doing to look after their own well-being, with a lot of evidence and science to back it up and to support what I say, which again it's not revolutionary. It's been around for many, many years. I just hope that I've put it in a way that's relatable for everybody to pick up and go, you know what, I read that chapter and I'm going to go away and implement some of that into my life. And that's been the best part about since publishing it is seeing how many people are going and putting these tools and skills back into their own life or sharing them with the people they love. And that's what the book was about.
Great.
That's great. So what has the reception been like so far?
Well, we published it at a very funny time, just before Christmas, which wasn't ideal. So we didn't do any PR and didn't do any marketing. But yeah, it's been overwhelming, mate. The book's made its way around the world via numerous platforms. But yeah, I've just been really thoroughly enjoying having people contact me, email me, inbox me on the social medias, telling me about what they've gained from the book and what they've learned. And everyone's been very different in their learnings, which has been the best part. But yeah, it's just, I mean, I'm raw, I'm real and relatable. And so a lot of people have really benefited from hearing from someone like that. To know that their journey is not very different to my journey as well has been one of the consistent themes as well. So yeah, it's been a good reception so far, mate. But hopefully, as I said, once we get back out in public and I'm speaking and talking from stage, this book makes its way into more families and homes across the world so that we can all understand just what we can do when we tap into the strengths of who we really are.